Good morning, everyone. I'm Dr. Tabitha Parent-Buck, the Chair of Audiology at A.T. Still University's Arizona School of Health Sciences. A.T. Still University has many traditions in its 125-plus year history of educating healthcare practitioners, and this morning we will celebrate one of those traditions, the White Coat Ceremony. I would like to start by welcoming everyone to the White Coat Ceremony for our Doctor of Audiology class of 2023. We are pleased to have the students, faculty, and special guests here today, and the family and friends viewing the ceremony online. I am extremely proud of the 10 Doctor of Audiology students in their second year that are sitting here in front of me today. The students in this class are here today to receive their white coats as they complete the second year of their doctoral degree program. This white coat provides a symbolic transition from the didactic classroom education to the more clinical years of the AUD program. The students made a commitment when they chose the profession of audiology as their career for the future. They made another commitment when they chose ATSU with its osteopathic heritage and dedication to improving patient outcomes through whole person healthcare. And the white coat they receive today represents our wish to help them learn the necessary skills and to develop the professional behaviors to become compassionate and humble caregivers, providing audiologic care to the best of their abilities. The students being recognized today have worked hard throughout their classes and labs in year 1 and 2, and have enjoyed many new experiences in clinical settings. Now, as they complete their second year of their education and enter the final 2 years of the program, they will expand their clinical knowledge and patient interactions. I believe this will really reconfirm the rewards of the career that each of you has chosen. The students deserve to celebrate with their family and faculty today and all of you as they enter this turning point in their education. I would like to once more thank all of you for being part of this special occasion as the students don their white coats as the mantle of their professional development and achievements. I am now going to turn the microphone over to Dr. Tricia Dabrowski to introduce the stage party and faculty.
Good morning and welcome. It took a minute, an extra minute to get here, didn't it? Okay, congratulations. Let me introduce you to our guests. First, we have Dr. Craig Phelps, president of A.T. Still University. To his left is Dr. Norman Gevitz, the senior vice president of academic affairs. And to his left is Dr. Ann Lee Birch, the dean of the Arizona School of Health Sciences. Of course, you all know Dr. Parent-Buck, our program chair. Go to the right side of the room. We have Dr. Zareen Mehta, associate professor. We have Dr. Elton Bordnave, associate professor and director of the Center of Aging and Resilience in Aging. I am so sorry about that. I knew I was going to botch that one. And Dr. Skinner, Dr. Kimberly Skinner, assistant professor. On this side of the room, we have Dr. Heather Guerra, assistant professor and director of the AFA Balance and Hearing Institute, and Dr. Natasha Howard, who is our keynote speaker, a preceptor, and class of 2013 alumni. We could not be joined today by Dr. Troy Hale, who is an associate professor, or Dr. Stephanie Adamovich, who is also an associate professor.
Thank you, Dr. Dabrowski. Now I would like to ask Dr. Ann Lee Birch, the dean of the Arizona School of Health Sciences, to make a few remarks.
Well, Doctor of Audiology class of 2023, congratulations on receiving your white coats today. You've worked so hard to get to this point and have faced numerous challenges this past year and all along the way, but have overcome these through your resiliency, sense of purpose, and hard work. Perseverance brought you to the point of entering your Doctor of Audiology program here at the Arizona School of Health Sciences, AT Still University, and we are here to celebrate your success and transition to the clinic. The white coat is a symbol of transformation. Receiving your white coat today means that you have reached the milestone of leaving the more predictable, structured learning of the classroom and are entering the clinic, where you will learn from your patients, your healthcare team, and your clinical supervisor. What an exciting learning environment you are about to enter, where with the support of your clinical preceptors, you will be reconnecting your patients to the world through better hearing and better balance. Your faculty know that you will focus not only on the importance of evidence-based practice and the skill that is required, but that you will remember that compassion, humility, service, and respect for individual and cultural differences are also essential. Your patients, I know, will remember both your skill and your humanity for a long time to come. Again, congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Birch. And now I would like to ask Dr. Norman Gevitz to give some opening remarks.
The mission of AT Still University is to provide whole-person health care to treat mind, body, and spirit. Hearing is a vital window to understanding and interpreting the world around us, and the role of the vestibular system in locating ourselves in space is fundamental in helping us to define and placing ourselves in the physical, social, and spiritual spheres. Your role in the healthcare system is therefore vital. You will become essential practitioners. All of you here who are receiving your white coats today will be entering a healthcare profession whose members serve the most vulnerable in society: children, the elderly, disabled veterans, the underserved. You will test profoundly hearing impaired children and be part of a team of experts overseeing the implantation and ongoing monitoring of cochlear devices, which can make an incredible difference in such children's ability to learn, speak, interact, and function in the wider society. You will make a remarkable difference in the lives of the elderly, who too often experience the diminishment of their social world through loss of communication with others because of hearing loss associated with a normal aging process. A hearing aid is more than a mere technological device. It is a vital social bridge to family and friends, allowing our hearing impaired elderly population to interact with the world around them. You will serve those who have become hearing impaired not because of natural causes, but due to trauma, through war, through occupation, or through unhealthy recreational activities. As a profession, audiology has grown because of the misfortune of soldiers experiencing profound hearing loss from their proximity to shell fire or bombings. Audiologists also treat thousands who labor in industries that have not adequately protected their workers from the frequent and sometimes unrelenting high decibel impact of the machines with which they work. And of course, there is my generation of rock music enthusiasts who attended concerts where the preferred amplified sounds on a normal scale of 1 to 10 were turned up to 11, because there was nothing so pleasing than one continuous note lingering in one's ears hours, if not days, after the actual concert was over. And now, decades later, many of my hearing impaired friends mistakenly think that tinnitus is a chronic infectious disease they contracted while frolicking in the mud at Woodstock. At AT Still University, you are receiving preeminent training. Currently, more than 1/3 of all the audiologists in the United States have obtained their residential or online AUD degree from ATSU. What I hope is that you will continue, that more of your education will be interprofessional in nature. Though audiology is an independent health profession, all health professions are increasingly working in teams. And indeed, there are some patient problems in which your education can be enhanced by working with other health professionals in training. For example, I would like to see more interaction between osteopathic physician, dental, physical therapy, and audiology students with respect to learning the basic science underpinnings and clinical management of temporal mandibular joint dysfunction, a condition in which the functional anatomy and physiology of the head and neck is critical to understanding this difficult condition, which is often associated with hearing loss. Working together in teaching and research settings, audiologists, along with other of our health professionals, can truly expand our impact in whole person healthcare. And whole person healthcare is essential to the mission of ATSU. All of you receiving your white coats today, I will tell you that speaking for university administration, we are proud of the audiology program and its faculty and its staff, and all of us here on the stage are very proud of you. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Gevitz. And now I would like to ask Dr. Zareen Mehta to come to the podium to present our keynote speaker for today.
Good morning, esteemed guests, students, and faculty. It is my great pleasure today to introduce our keynote speaker for this white coat ceremony, our very own graduate, Dr. Natasha Howard, class of 2013. Welcome. Dr. Howard grew up in a small village in northern Wisconsin. In 2008, she received her Bachelor of Science in Communication Disorders with an emphasis in audiology from the University of Wisconsin, River Falls. Following graduation, she decided to move out to the warm weather of Arizona and earned her doctorate in audiology from A.T. Still University, Arizona School of Health Sciences in August of 2013. Currently, Dr. Howard practices as a clinical audiologist at Scottsdale Ear, Nose, and Throat, a division of Valley ENT. She specializes in vestibular diagnostics as well as audiology diagnostic testing and treatment. I would like to welcome Dr. Howard to the podium. Thank you.
Good morning, second year class of 2023, Doctorate of Audiology students, administration and faculty of A.T. Still University, and virtual family and friends. While COVID-19 has prevented some of us from being here physically today, the importance of this day to you as students and to those of you in your life who have supported you throughout this journey is not diminished. As Dr. Mehta mentioned, my name is Dr. Natasha Howard. I'm a 2013 A.T. Still graduate, and I practice audiology here in the Valley. I'm honored to be here today. Thank you for having me. I'm a proud graduate of ATSU. It seems just like yesterday I was sitting here myself as an audiology student for my white coat ceremony. I remember my peers and I all joked about jumping into the decorative fountain pool on the backside of campus as a way of celebration. I'm so glad we did not go through with that, as I probably would not be here today. Aside from our whimsical idea, it was a very exciting day, a day where coursework is put aside, a day where family, friends, faculty join and support. Most importantly, it's a day where young adults take an important step, an oath, in becoming healthcare professionals. The white coat ceremony is relatively new, established in 1993. However, white coats themselves have been around for more than 100 years. Prior to white, black coats were originally worn when dissecting cadavers, as the black illustrated a sign of respect for the dead. White later became the preferred color because it symbolized cleanliness, purity, and righteousness, and it did not fade when washed at high germ-killing temperatures. In the late 1800s, surgeons were photographed wearing white coats, but not gloves or masks, as they were not yet accepted in the field. In the early 1900s, personal protective equipment became regular. However, some surgeons still rebelled against the use of proper PPE up until the 1960s. Now, in the age of COVID, everyone looks like a surgeon, wearing masks, shields, and gloves just to go to the grocery store. However, with worldwide falling infection rates, hopefully the end of this pandemic is in sight soon. Today, I will be speaking to you about audiology, the responsibilities of audiologists, and more importantly, on 5 important qualities you should have as healthcare professionals. Audiology is the study of auditory vestibular processes, hearing and balance. Audiologists are healthcare professionals that specialize in the identification, assessment, diagnosis, treatment, and prevention of hearing and balance impairments of individuals of all ages, birth through adulthood. They provide services in hospitals, clinics, private practices, universities, industries, schools, and other settings in which audiology services are relevant. There are approximately 75 programs in the United States offering a residential doctorate of audiology degree. As an AT Still graduate, I know I am biased, but I sincerely believe you are at one of the best institutes in obtaining your AUD. The campus is beautiful, the coursework is well-rounded, and the faculty is diverse. There are many obvious reasons of an audiologist. However, it's what you do outside of your profession's description that will make you an outstanding audiologist, and that's what I will be speaking to you about next. Communication skills. Good communication skills are the core of healthcare professionals. You will not be sitting in front of a computer all day. You will be working with people day in and day out, building relationships with your patients and other professionals. Your patients are your main concern. You must be able to interpret and convey technical information in a way that your patients and their family members can understand clearly. According to a study, 40 to 80% of medical information provided by a healthcare professional is forgotten immediately. Furthermore, more than half of that information that is remembered incorrectly. By avoiding difficult medical terminology, a patient will have an easier time retaining what is essential. Additionally, spoken information should be supported with visual or written material. This type of material is better remembered and leads to better treatment adherence. My rule of thumb is that every patient leaves the clinic with some sort of resource, whether it's a copy of their audiogram, hearing aid literature, a digital application for sound therapy, or a packet regarding a specific vestibular disorder. You also need good communication interprofessionally for appropriate patient care and diagnosis. Research suggests that good interdisciplinary communication leads to improved patient and family outcomes. One of the most common causes of medical errors and unintentional harm to patients is ineffective communication. A common scenario where this could occur is when taking the case history from a patient. For example, did the patient become dizzy before or after their fall? If they became vertiginous in relation to certain head positions after their fall, then you need to be concerned for benign proximal positional vertigo, or BPPV for short. If it walks and talks like BPPV, it should be treated that way. Over 65% of BPPV patients undergo unnecessary diagnostic testing. However, if they were dizzy before their fall, then you need to expand your differential diagnosis. Furthermore, communication does not end with speaking. It also includes active listening. Active listening is paying complete attention to what another person is saying. It involves listening closely while showing interest and refraining from interruption. A study conducted in 2011 found on average when a patient sat down to talk to their doctor or nurse, they had roughly 15 seconds before they were interrupted. This is not acceptable. You must focus on what your patient is saying and not begin thinking about your responses until they are done speaking. Maintain eye contact, ask questions, and repeat what you heard. This not only ensures accuracy, but it also builds respect and trust. Adaptability and flexibility. Along with the rest of the world, healthcare is different since COVID. It has hindered and led to drastic changes in the functioning of healthcare services, forcing professionals to adapt and work differently. In one regard, audiology is a very technology-driven field, making telehealth services an option. Telehealth allows healthcare professionals to provide care without putting their patients in harm's way. Prior to COVID, 38% of patients were open to telehealth. Now, nearly 80% of patients are on board. Just the other day, I had a telehealth appointment with a hesitant patient. At the end of the appointment, she was beyond grateful I was able to help her remotely, and she was spared a trip into the office. Exploring alternative methods is crucial to evolve audiology during COVID and beyond. However, telehealth should not replace face-to-face appointments. We still need to see a variety of patients in person, especially for diagnostic evaluations. For those type of appointments, make sure to be safe and follow all employer, state, and federal guidelines. Audiologists typically work 8 to 10 hours a day, but what happens in that day can be up in the air. Your schedule may start out one way and end up completely different. You need to be flexible within boundaries, of course, and work with the situation at hand. For example, if a patient walks in, you have availability, stress the importance of scheduled appointments, but see them. If a dizzy patient that has followed 48 hours of test preparation states that they're going to be 20 minutes late due to unexpected traffic, see them and let the next patient know that you'll be running a few minutes late. If a distressed tinnitus patient needs an appointment, make availability to see them as soon as possible. If a hearing aid patient is upset that they're going to be without their hearing aid due to repair over the weekend for their birthday party, fit them with a loaner. If a sudden sensory neural hearing loss patient needs their hearing tested, see them same day, no question asked. These things are not always convenient. Adaptability and flexibility cannot be billed, but they will add value to you as a healthcare professional. Empathy and compassion. Good healthcare professionals need to show empathy to their patients and provide compassion when needed. Empathy is the act of correctly acknowledging the emotional state of another person without experiencing that state oneself. And compassion begins as empathy, but is more than acknowledging. It is a step further, the willingness to do something about it. At times, your patients may find themselves in difficult situations, and they need someone to listen, to understand, and to respect their decisions. If you respond kindly and with appropriate action, it will have a positive impact on your patients. Treat your patients as if they were your own family members. I once had an 86-year-old dementia patient lose one of his hearing aids in his backyard. He could not find it anywhere, even through the hearing aid's GPS capabilities. He was embarrassed, and he did not want his wife to find out about his accident. My husband and I felt for him and offered to go over to his house and help him look for it. Unfortunately, we were unsuccessful. However, I'm proud to say at least we tried. In the end, I was able to get him a warranty replacement quickly, and he was spared any shame. Healthcare professionals also experience the benefit of empathy and compassion as it protects us from burnout and distress. Passionate. No one wants to visit a healthcare professional that does not care. It is important that you are passionate about what you do. At the end of the day, it's not just a job, it's a commitment to helping others. It can be demanding and challenging, but also rewarding. So you really need to love what you do. It's all about having the right attitude and getting up each day excited for what lies ahead, knowing that you will make a difference, however big or small. They say if you really love what you do, then you'll never work a day in your life. If you lose your passion, it's time to find a different career. Interprofessional relationships. Good healthcare professionals respect their colleagues. Disrespect is commonly brought about by competition. Healthcare professionals, by nature, are very competitive. We compete for grades, externships, place of employment, patients, etc. However, we need to channel our competitiveness to be positive. Positive competition keeps us growing as healthcare professionals. It should never be degrading or malicious. For example, agree to disagree. Not all audiologists practice the same way. There are different approaches in attaining the same goal. Be open to others' techniques. Do not be arrogant. If a fellow audiologist asks you a question about a concept you find relatively easy, instead of tooting your own horn, teach them. You may be in their shoes one day. Do not exaggerate your sense of self-worth. You will not be better than any other audiologist, or person at that. We are all equals, and we should be treated that way. Be cautious of your criticism. Do not tear each other apart. I often see this on social media groups. Those groups are made for collaboration, not execution. Remember, we all have more in common than what we do not. Treat your colleagues in a way that you would want to be treated. Be kind. In conclusion, audiology is a great healthcare profession. I would not change it for the world. With everything going on in the world right now, you as students have a very important role as future healthcare professionals. You are the future of audiology. Just remember, the well-being of your patients come first. Wear your white coat proud, stay true to your oath, do your absolute best, and don't forget to have fun. Thank you.
Dr. Howard, thank you for your inspirational words. And now I would like to have Dr. Elton Bordenave present the students with their white coats.
Good morning. Ariana Adam. You are all welcome to say a word or two to the folks out there in Zoom land after if you'd like. Okay. Cynthia Achuku.
I'm very grateful to be here. Thank you, Mom and Dad and friends, for your support.
You guys look great. Give her a shot, okay? Megan Bach. Araceli Cruz.
I just want to say that it's an honor and pleasure to be here today. I want to thank our faculty and professors for supporting and guiding us through this journey. And I especially want to thank my siblings and especially my parents for supporting us through this as well. Mami, papi, los amo.
Delmy Cruz.
Okay, first of all, I want to say that I'm thankful and proud to be part of AT Still University. And I want to say thank you, a big thank you to the professors and the faculty for being so encouraging, supporting to us, even during this really difficult times. And I also want to say a big thank you to my family for always encouraging us to pursue higher education and to pursue audiology, which was my biggest dream since forever. So thank you so much. Los amo.
Natasha Hickman-Jones.
You all know I had to come say something. Well, good morning. I'm super excited to be here. I know you all are too. Dr. Buck told me I can't take 15 minutes though, so let me keep it short. I think every day that we go through our education, that saying that it takes a village really resonates more and more with me. So I just want to say a thank you to everyone in this room, including faculty and staff and my fellow classmates. To everybody watching, thank you so much, especially my mom. And today's a great day, you guys. I hope you guys really just take it all in. And that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Yvonne Milanovic.
Good morning, everyone. First, I'd like to thank God for the abundance of blessings that He has given me. I'd also like to thank the faculty and staff for making this day possible. And I'd like to thank my fellow classmates. Without you guys, I wouldn't be here. So really appreciate it, and thank you so much.
Heriberto Rodriguez.
I want to say thank you to my professors, my classmates. Also, un saludo a mi mamá, a mi hermana Ariana, a mi papá, a mi abuela, a Melody. Gracias por su apoyo, los amo.
Sydney Shaughnessy.
Oh, okay.
Just wanted to say a quick thanks, Dr. Cash, always. My mom, my dad, Angelo, Hannah, Simone, Izzy, everybody, thank you.
Cassandra Shepard.
I'll keep this short. I just want to say thank you to everyone who's gotten me to this point. My family, my friends, Vivian and Charlie, I know you're watching, so thank you. And just all the blessings, again, that God has given me the opportunity to be here. And I'm so grateful for y'all and the friends that I've made here as well, and all the faculty. So thank you guys so much for your support. Love you guys.
All right, a big round of applause for the class of 2023. You all did a fantastic job with your processional, even with higher heels than I can ever imagine walking on. And the fact that I don't walk on heels at all anymore, working from home, is amazing. So you guys did a wonderful job. I would like to invite the students to all stand, and if you would like to turn to the page with the Audiology Oath, we will be reciting the Audiology Oath. I'm going to read each sentence, and I want you to repeat after me. As a doctor of audiology, I pledge to practice the art and science of my profession to the best of my ability and to be ethical in conduct. I will respect and honor my teachers and also those who forge the path I freely follow. According to their example, I will continue to expand my knowledge and improve my skills. I will collaborate with my fellow audiologists and other professionals to assure compassionate and effective care of patients. I will, to the best of my ability and judgment, evaluate, manage, and treat my patients. I will willingly do no harm and will strive to see that no one go untreated. I will practice when competent to do so and refer all others to practitioners capable of providing care in keeping with this oath. I will aspire to personal and professional conduct free from corruption. I will keep in confidence all information made known to me about my patients. As a doctor of audiology, I agree to be held accountable for any violation of this oath and the ethics of the profession. I pledge this oath with sincerity and on my honor. Congratulations again. And now I would like to have Dr. Kimberly Skinner come to the podium for some acknowledgments.
Is it okay to adjust this? Okay. I would like to express our thank you to Dr. Howard for sharing your insights as a keynote speaker. Thank you to Dr. Phelps and Dr. Gevitz and Dr. Birch for joining us this morning for this lovely ceremony and celebrating our great students. I also want to thank those who donated to provide the white coats, and a special thank you to Dr. Mary Frintner, who established a donation fund many years ago. I'm going to get choked up now because I'm already choked up, and I'm actually friends with Mary Frintner, and she shared with me that she established the fund to fund the white coats when she was sick with cancer, and she wasn't sure she was going to even survive, and she wanted to be a part of this program for a long time. So thank you, Mary Frintner. Thank you to Terry and to IT for coordinating this event and for planning and for the streaming through the internet, and thank you to everyone joining us through the internet. We really appreciate your support. We thank you for being here with us virtually. And of course, thank you to the students who are the reason that we're here today. We honor your achievements, we honor your perseverance. We honor the fact that even though this is kind of a scaled back ceremony, it is no less a celebration of what you have accomplished. It turns out that living in a pandemic is not easy, it's hard, and going to graduate school is also not easy, it's a hard thing. So you have lived through both of those, you have a unique experience of this pandemic, and we do celebrate what you have accomplished and your perseverance, as was mentioned earlier. So thank you everybody.
And for our final wrap-up, I will have Dr. Phelps give some closing remarks. I think you need it. You can just march around.
There's a good chance I'd fall even in these shoes, so I don't want to do that. There we go. You guys are great. So maybe you'll take this and you'll write COVID-19, right, on here, pandemic. And I'm going to give you a suggestion of how you might want to keep this and where you might want to keep it in the future. But I want to thank, first of all, our students for entrusting you to come and have your education at ATSU. This is an amazing faculty and staff at ATSU ASH's audiology program. They're literally the best in the world. So you're learning from some wonderful, fantastic people. I want to thank Dr. Parent for your words and for being the leader, Dr. Gevitz for your words, Dr. Birch, Dr. Skinner, Dr. Howard, what a great talk. I always say the best speakers are young graduates, whether it's white coats or graduations. They're the ones that are out there, they understand what's going on, they can inspire, and they can lead. Your 5 principles were really, really appropriate and heartwarming, so thank you so much for giving a great talk today. Brought back a lot of memories of my time with patients and the calls that come in at 5 o'clock and your staff is ready to go. What do we do? Students, congratulations on receiving your white coat. In addition to providing a lot of cool pockets to place things, your white coat symbolizes a contract between you and your patients that lasts a lifetime, not just while you're practicing, but after you practice. Patients will be sharing their most intimate details with you and your healthcare team. Patients will allow their children, spouses, sons, daughters, parents, and themselves to be exposed to an inexperienced student in order to educate you for the benefit of humankind. No other professions allow this. Your priority is to always act in the best interest of your patient, no matter their political beliefs, race, gender, orientation, income, age, education, or status in life. That pledge or that oath that you just took is very, very important. When there is pandemonium about, and there will be, take a pause and ask your team what is best for our patient. Collectively, you and your team, with the support of internal and external resources, can take care of just about anything and anyone. So don't feel that you're out there alone. Patient comes in, has some difficulties, whatever those difficulties are, behavioral health, mental health, social, physical health, financial health. There are resources out there that you can help cloak them in. Won't be easy. You'll have to build a list. You'll have to build a list of peers and other professionals that can help you. But they're standing by saying, absolutely, I can help you. How can we help? There are people waiting to do this. There are organizations waiting to help. They have the resources. And when you have a patient that has difficulty, perhaps they need an MRI or a CT scan or some other treatment that's not available in your patient care center, oftentimes people are just waiting for a call. And they'll say, yeah, we can do that. You know, we're glad somebody's here to do it. We had a graduate a few years ago that graduated in from our DO program in PM&R, and he had a fellowship in invasive pain therapies. And he went to interview with a large medical group in Tucson. And he said, you know what, I'd love to come here, but I would like to have 1 day a month to treat people at no cost. He thought that would be a deal breaker. And they said, wow, we've been waiting for somebody to come and do something like that in our practice, to take that lead. So those resources are out there. When you're feeling like you can't go on, contact a faculty or a class member or folks that are consulting in your practice, and you can solve just about anything. It just takes a leader in a white coat to make that happen. A child hearing her mother's voice for the first time, a lonely grandmother separated from her family and confused, a businessman driven to the brink of suicide by a chronic condition like tinnitus. And we had the CEO of Roadhouse Grill pass away from a post-COVID-19 side effect of tinnitus. And the gentleman had everything in the world. He was a billionaire and ended up committing suicide, right, because of the tinnitus. Sometimes a cancer diagnosis and a grandmother or grandfather, you'll be there as the person to offer support. These are examples of the joys and challenges that you'll have that will enrich your life and make your career rewarding. These are the things that also develop these long-term relationships as talked about earlier, that you benefit as an individual and a professional. There'll be new knowledge all the time that'll keep you active and learning. This will go on throughout your career. When you think you've got it figured out, we'll have something new. Hopefully, no more new viruses. Please keep your original white coat. We didn't have a white coat ceremony when I was a student, but I wish we had, for the reasons that the contract with the patients and the importance of that. But more importantly, keep it. When its job is done, hang it in your closet or office to remind you of why you chose to dedicate your life to the health and wellness of others. The coat will continue to remind you of the grateful patients, your family members and friends who helped you along life's journey, and the patients who took a chance on a student. By the way, you'll probably want to wash it or dry clean it before you do that. I'm saying that to some of you in the crowd. You know, the rest of you will be fine. Thank you for, oh, and then also take this, maybe put it in the pocket, right? So you'll have this, because this has everything in it. It's got your classmates, it's got your faculty. This is pretty cool, right? I'd love to have something like that I could pick up and say, wow, that was from my time in medical school. So you've got some really, really neat things today. So I want to say congratulations also to your supporters, your parents, your family, your friends, the folks that helped you get here. You know, tell them that you love them, give them a call, celebrate. We'll be getting together in a few years in person, hopefully, and we'll be able to invite them to meet your faculty and staff and our administration, spend some time together at graduation. Once again, thank you, Dr. Parent, and congratulations, students, on a great job. Until we meet again, Godspeed.
Thank you again, everyone. Let's give one more round of applause to the class of 2023, donning their white coats. And if we can, proceed out the back door where there is the fountain and bring your yellow roses, students, and we will do some outside pictures to make sure everybody's got a nice photo with their white coat.